Joining us now with more on the security situation in the north, please welcome founder and executive director of the Israel Institute for Strategic Studies, Dr. Martin Sherman. So starting with Hezbollah, how long do you think this so-called calm will last?
Well, I think that's anybody's guess, unless you think that the Hezbollah is amassing all these armaments just for show, that someday they're going to use it. And the big question that Israel must ask itself is, are you going to let Hezbollah choose the time and the place of the attack? And that's, I think, is a question we should be addressing very seriously. I think years of complacency have allowed a terrorist nuisance to become a strategic threat.
So now with UNIFIL on the border and their mandate renewed, do you think that they might have any actual effect on anything, that they will be more effective in this conflict, or is it kind of going to be more of the same in your opinion?
Well, the short answer is no. I think that international peacekeeping forces have had a very dismal record, whether it's in Lebanon or in the Balkans. They do not have the resolve or the motivation to face down serious violence against one side or the other. So I think it would be a very tenuous element to base Israel's security on.
So let's talk about Iran a little bit here. Now, we've just seen new sanctions from the United States on Iran's space agency. We've also, there's been the discovery of a new Iranian base on the Syrian and Iraqi border.
Big surprise.
Big surprise.
It's part of their corridor.
So how should the United States? How should Israel be dealing with this?
Well, put it this way, we've talked about this before in the studio. There's going to be no consensual resolution of the Iranian threat. It's going to be coercive. The only question is it going to be coercive with kinetic force or coercive only with a credible threat of kinetic force? The Iranians aren't going to slap their foreheads one day and say, have this epiphany and say, gee, we realize what we've been doing is wrong. So in the short run, they have to face a credible coercive threat. In the long run, the goal must be regime change, because this regime, its DNA, is aggression against Israel and wider spreading of its Islamic ideology.
So what about all the sanctions? Because as Natasha just mentioned, the United States just upped sanctions now against the Israel Space Agency. They're also massive.
Iranian Space Agency.
I'm so sorry. Yes, against the Iranian Space Agency. I misspoke.
But they're saying that they're basically going to continue enriching uranium if these sanctions aren't lifted.
I think the road to a solution suffered a great setback in 2015 when the Obama regime placed a false dilemma in front of the world, saying it's either this deal or war, which it obviously wasn't. Iran is in a bad place. There's a lot of domestic dissension, there's ethnic strife, there's unemployment, there's a massive water crisis which is going to cause huge displacement of tens of millions of people. So Iran is not really in a position to threaten credibly over a long period of time. The question is, how much stamina is there behind these sanctions? And of course, I think that depends on the outcome of the American elections.
All right. Well, Martin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.